How you doing, everyone? Turkey Buzzard here. Hope you're having a good day. Last week I gave a pretty negative review of the Fallout 76 beta. At that time, I was not a happy camper. This was because the first 4 hours of beta for PC were supposed to be 4 hours of gameplay. But rather than play the game, I spent that 4 hours watching the game download once again onto my PC. Now, being a beta session, you've got to expect some problems and glitches. However, I did not expect to have that happen right off the bat. Needless to say, the first night, steam was coming out of my ears. I mean, I paid all this money so I could play the beta version of Fallout 76, and I didn't even get to play the first night. However, Bethesda did acknowledge the problem and promised to extend the gameplay for the following evening by 4 hours, so I was happy about that. Now, the next night, my friend Scott from SBrew42 and I decided we were going to get on together and work as a team. However, no matter what we did, we could not friend each other, we could not team up, and we couldn't even get ourselves on the same server in order to play the game. So I ended up playing the second night solo. Now apparently, after the second night of gameplay, Bethesda received a ton of complaints from PC gamers saying, "Hey, what's up? Why can't we friend each other and play as a team?" So Bethesda sent a tweet explaining exactly how you go about friending each other and playing as a team if you game on PC. Now, the method is neither obvious nor convenient. What you have to do is go to Bethesda.net and you go to your transaction history where you will find 3 friend codes. I had to copy one of these codes and give it to Scott, and he did the same thing, giving me one of his friend codes, and we both had to redeem these codes at the Bethesda Launcher. Then once you are in game, you go to settings. You have to make sure to turn your controller off if you're using one and use the mouse so that you can click in and enter their gamer tag, and you can now become friends. My question is, why is the Bethesda Launcher the only launcher that does not have a place to add friends? The Bethesda Launcher has all these things, today's news, and did you know this, and did you know that? Unlike other launchers, if you click on these, they all take you to Bethesda.net, which is slow and cumbersome. Other launchers, if they have a page and you click on it, it opens instantly, and there's the page in front of you. But not with the Bethesda Launcher. Everything is connected to Bethesda.net, and it takes several seconds for it to open up different pages. So needless to say, Bethesda really needs to do something with their launcher and improve it tremendously. Another improvement that I think Bethesda needs to make is they need to start being more honest with their customers. Remember when Fallout 4 came out and they said, oh, settlement building is not necessary. You don't have to settlement build in the game. Well, that was a straight up lie, because if you play Fallout 4 as it was meant to be played, you certainly do have to build settlements. Now they've built this new Bethesda Launcher, and they said, oh, we built that launcher because we want to be closer to our customers and have more of a one-on-one relationship with them. You know what? I don't believe them. I think that the real reason they created the launcher is so that when mods finally do come out, they can control them and charge for them. Let's take, for example, the Creation Club from Fallout 4. Bethesda insists that those are not paid for mods, that they are a regular part of the game. As far as I'm concerned, that's another straight up lie. The word mod is short for modify or modification, and all of the content in the Creation Club modifies your game. Also, you have to pay for it. So by the very definition, everything in that Creation Club is paid for mods. The fact that Bethesda gives it their stamp of approval in no way makes it a normal part of the game. If it was a normal part of the game, everybody would have it, and they don't. So therefore, they lied to the customer. Now we have Fallout 76, and we have the Atomic Shop, which I believe is Bethesda's way of already training the customer to buy items to add to their game. So I believe that when mods finally do come out, we're going to pay for them. Now, I don't have a problem with paying for mods. You know, I will pay for a few mods. I won't run 300 of them like I do in Fallout 4. However, I do have a problem with Bethesda trying to pull a fast one and be sneaky about it and slide this stuff in on us and thinking that we're not smart enough to realize it ahead of time. You know, come on, Bethesda. Be honest with us and you'll probably keep a lot more customers. Because currently I'm seeing tons of people who are canceling their pre-orders, other people who are saying they're never buying the game, and a lot of this is due to the problems that Bethesda is creating for itself. However, having said all that, let's get down to the game itself. Is this a fun game? I gotta say, yes, I am having a ball with this game. I have played team, I've played solo, and although I'd rather play as a team, it's much more fun. I gotta say, even the solo play, once you get the hang of it, is a lot of fun. Now, certain locations in the game you will have to clear out, like feral ghouls or scorched or super mutants or whatever. And once you do, you can go over to the red workbench and claim that location. Once you have claimed a location, you can actually build things there, workbenches, structures, whatever, without actually having to set up your camp system. However, be forewarned that if you are playing solo and a couple, 3 guys comes along and decides that they want to take over this location, you will have to play PvP or give up the camp and everything that you built. However, when someone owns a location, they very seldom stay there for any length of time. Usually everybody is moving around the map quite a bit, so I found a good way to handle this situation. What I like to do is claim as many of these locations as I can. I'll set up workbenches, stash boxes, water purifiers, the whole deal, all kinds of stuff, and then I'll just go ahead and leave. If somebody else claims it later on while I'm gone, it's no big deal to me. Later in my journey, if I happen to be near that location, I can always stop in, use the workbenches, collect water, whatever, and normally nobody is there because everybody's out traveling the map. So having several of these locations set up is really handy. Let's talk weapons. Now, I'm seeing in several different videos where guys are favoriting like a dozen different weapons, and I have no idea why they would possibly want to do something like that, because there is no advantage to doing that. Here you'll notice that the objects I have favorited are my stimpaks, a melee weapon, my rifle, and my shotgun. As of right now, I don't have a good pistol available, so I did not favorite any. Now, I'm currently carrying a ton of weapons. However, you can only quick change between 2 weapons, so there's no point in favoriting a dozen of them. Now notice here I'm holding my pickaxe. If I choose another weapon while I'm holding the pickaxe, say the shotgun, okay, now as I'm traveling down through here, if I want to switch back and forth, I just push left on my D-pad and quickly switch back and forth between those 2 weapons. So there's no point in favoriting a ton of weapons. Another piece of advice, don't wait until you're being attacked to find out that your character is extremely hungry or extremely thirsty. Anytime you're out wandering around and you're not dealing with enemies or whatever, if you open your Pip-Boy, make it a habit of constantly looking down in that right-hand corner to see how hungry or thirsty your character is and take care of it ahead of time. That way, there's no nasty surprises when you're in the middle of a firefight. To summarize, there have been a lot of online open world games that have fallen flat on their face, and other ones that have been very successful. Now I think Fallout 76 could become a very successful game with a long shelf life. However, it needs to have a lot of bugs and kinks worked out, and Bethesda needs to work on being more open and honest with its customers. But that's my personal opinion. Hopefully you guys will get a chance to play it and come up with your own conclusions. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I always appreciate it when you do. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I put out new videos every week. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. But I want to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you again real soon.